I'm Brian Whelan. I'm an Irish artist. I did a postgraduate at the Royal Academy in London, after which I left and I spent 20 years in East Anglia studying the medieval carvings and wall paintings there, which have inspired me enormously over my career. I've lived in various parts of the world, and now I live in Connecticut in the USA. Having spent 20 years in East Anglia enjoying the medieval art on the walls of the churches, I felt a great affinity to them. I love to use very bold colours, which is what I picked up from the medieval churches of East Anglia. I love the very strong narratives that they put into their work. It's almost like a comic that you might find in a newspaper or something. They really tell stories beautifully, and that inspired me enormously. The story of Noah is a fascinating story, and it's such a visual story. Noah himself had such a burden put on his shoulders, but he didn't hang around, he didn't pontificate, he got on with the job. And that urgency is something I feel like we need to put into the life we're living in during this climate emergency. I love the idea of using that story to thread a new narrative, a more contemporary narrative through it. Strangely, when this project was suggested to me, I was already working on a painting of Noah inside the ark, surrounded by all the animals. And I became aware of all the messages to be contained in, because everybody knows about the 2x2, they know about the dove, they know about the rainbow. And I thought, well, is there a way of using those symbols to tell a different story, a slightly different story, weaving that new narrative through it? So that's what I did. I looked at the dove particularly, and I thought, well, he's a sign, but what is he a sign of? So I thought, well, he could tell a different message, And so instead of having the olive branch in his beak, he's got a 6-pack plastic ring pull, and his legs are covered in a nylon rope, and he's been dipped in oil. I thought that was also a sign and also a message, but a different one we have to take heed of. The big challenge that I had about this whole project was to try and turn a hopeless future into a future hope. The future looks bleak, and I wanted to put some elements of urgency into it. If you imagine all these signs within the Noah story, and you look at the rainbow itself, the rainbow, of course, is God's sign to us that he will not flood the world again. Well, we are flooding the world again. Humankind is. We're undoing God's promise.